Okay, hello, welcome to this update on the situation in Hawaii. We have a major natural disaster going on in the island of Maui, which I believe is right here, and you can sort of see the smoke that is coming from a massive wildfire that has popped up, and this is all because of Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian. So let's go to the satellite loop of Hurricane Dorian right now. All right, so here's the satellite loop of Hurricane Dorian. You can see very well put together hurricane here. It is passing to the south of Hawaii, and it's pretty far south of Hawaii, but it's close enough to have effects because of a pressure gradient that is going on. You can see how fast these clouds are moving. We have some observations from Hawaii that I want to look at here, particularly Maui. So you get a chance to look at some of these wind gusts here. The dew point is 60. It's kind of low for Hawaii. 71 dew point is 60. Northeast wind at 26, gusting to 36. So these winds are really fueling some of these wildfires that are on the western side of the island. And you can see some of these strong wind gusts into the 40s even from these. And the fires have very, very bad. An entire town was destroyed. We're witnessing yet another natural disaster. That if we go to the Twitter here, you'll see some images here from Hawaii. A whole entire town has been wiped off the map. We already have 6 fatalities already. This is what has happened to the town. People jumping into the ocean to escape. It happened that fast. It was like a firestorm, and this is a major natural disaster that has happened once again, and I don't ever remember seeing something like this ever happening. There are also a lot of power outages, obviously due to the wind. West Maui, obviously, there has been damage to the power transmission system from those fires. Let's see if they have an outage map. I don't know if they do. Let's see. Maui County outage map. So let's see. Probably the entire west side of the island has lost power. The fire has damaged again the transmission system in that area. So the power's out. There are still people trapped trying to get away. It is a nightmare. And we'll update you on Dora, Hurricane Dora, very powerful hurricane, Category 4, I believe, 145 mile an hour winds. It's moving west at 22 miles an hour, but this is a major hurricane here. So while it's been quiet in the Atlantic, the Pacific is another story. Dora is moving westward and beginning to pass far south of Johnston Island. As of 5 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, its location is 11.8 north, 167.9 west, about 930 miles southwest of Honolulu, Hawaii, about 355 miles south-southeast of Johnston Island. And its maximum sustained winds are 45 miles an hour, moving west at 22 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 946 millibars to 7.91 inches. So this hurricane is a Category 4, and it is expected to get weaker, but that is a very remarkable. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 35 miles from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 120 miles from the center. So that's quite a big extent of these winds that are from this storm. And it's not just Maui getting affected, it's the entire Hawaii island chain. In fact, we're looking here at the Big Island, I believe, some of these winds. Let's go over to Maui and see, because there's more sites on the Big Island, but you can see Maui here. 82 with the dew point is 66. Again, really just dry for them, and that's an incredible amount of wind to deal with. And you can see the amount of wind and it's very persistent. And you can see now smoke is also being reported at the airport from these wildfires that are occurring. And again, it's all the west side of the island that has been destroyed. 87 with a dew point is 62 north. You have that downsloping wind off the mountain, so the air warms up and it dries as it descends, and that's what makes it even worse for these fires. Look at this. We've even had gusts earlier this afternoon of 53 miles an hour over here in Maui. So that's an incredible amount of wind. Again, a dry wind, not a wet wind. Usually Hawaii, if it's windy there, it's usually a damp wind. But because of the wind direction coming in off and going over the mountains, and you can see there are red flag warnings also posted all over the place here as well. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing these kind of winds here that are occurring, even in Oahu, for instance, or this airport here, northeast wind at 28, and the winds are actually going to ramp up as the storm moves closer. I think that pressure gradient is going to get tighter. Let's take a look at Dora on the. Look at that! Wow, what a storm! You can see it's weakening though, but look at it earlier. I mean, wow. That is really intense. So that's why the winds were so bad. It didn't even have to make a direct hit on Hawaii to cause this kind of damage, which is, really incredible to see. Now, if we go look at the models, which I think we can have some models for the Pacific, I think maybe we have a region for the Pacific Ocean here. We have a region for the North Pacific. I'll just show you the squeeze play going on here. So I think this is Dora right here. So Dora's passing to the southwest, all right? Here's this huge high pressure system, big pressure gradient between that high pressure system and Dora, which is causing those northeast winds. Very dry for Hawaii, very unusually dry wind, and that's why it's causing all of these problems. So if we look at the area affected here, it's Maui that's getting the worst of it. And again, one of these towns was completely wiped off the map. I'm trying to remember which one it was. They're saying one of these towns was wiped off the map. I think it was one of the towns at the southern end of the island. I think. But it was somewhere around here. That town was completely wiped off. Let's see if we can find out where... I don't know why the town's not showing up here on Google. But it's one of these towns in this area here that was hit very hard. Town wiped off the map. It's this part of the island here that got hit. And it's a very popular tourist destination. And really a tragic situation. Out here in Maui. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and it's a shame that it's all being destroyed by these fires. Just another disaster that we deal with here. We don't know if climate change has contributed to this, but it may have. Let's try to find the where that storm, where town is wiped off the map. I forgot which town it was. So we're going to just look at some of the news here, and you'll see here, Maui has been Lahaina town of Maui is burnt to the ground. So let's go back to the map here. We're going to look this because I can't find it on the Google here. Hyena. All right, here we go. So this is the town here that pretty much got wiped off the map, and like I said, this is a fairly large town, and this whole town is gone. It's been burnt to the ground, and people are literally trapped as the fire is coming down from the mountains. And like I said, we already have 6 fatalities. We're gonna have more, and again, all of this is gone, which is very sad. It was a beautiful place, but again, all our beautiful places are being destroyed by these horrible disasters. So I figured I'd make a video on this because I think this is a pretty newsworthy subject. Let's just go to the MODIS lastly, just to show you again. And here's another storm here, by the way. This is another big typhoon over here. Look at that big eye. But this is Dora right here, and you can see how we'll go to yesterday. We'll look at Dora yesterday. All right, so you can see here's Hawaii, and here's Dora. So the pressure gradient between that high and Dora has caused, and you can almost see that northeasterly flow and what it's doing and how strong it is. So it really is something. But again, I think the image from today is definitely look at that near symmetrical eye. This thing really became a powerhouse. Very, very strong hurricane. And, if it hit Hawaii, it would have caused a lot of problems. If it brushed Hawaii, they would have been better off than they were now, because at least they would have gotten rain. This is a dry wind, and that's why that we have all these fires breaking out. So another area of this planet on fire. today as we deal with another natural disaster, or maybe an unnatural disaster if you think about it, because after all, our burning of fossil fuels has contributed to it. And nobody seems to want to do a damn thing to stop it. No one. It's unbelievable. Anyway, have a good night.